Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 18, Week 10. Gosh, we're almost at the end of the week. Day 3, or end of campaign. But anyways, so today our main focus is definitely going to be pretty PvP related. Not only do we have, the standard 1 hour buff thingy, as well as apparently double Valraven buff, but we'll have the 1 hour of thing, which we generally run in PvP. However, we also have 3 alliance locations that we need to go claim, and they still give like $1.5 billion gold mark, so we definitely want to make sure we go get them all. It's actually all 3 of the central color ones, so green, purple, and brown. We already have a team built for green and purple. I do not believe I have built a brown team yet this week, but we will need to go and do that. Anyways, might as well actually start here. I should just start with those. We're just talking about them. Might as well go do them. So all we have to do for this is do 5 fights in either of these. Can take the easiest ones. We'll be good to go. We'll start with the easiest and make our rounds. So we'll start with green, go with purple, and then save brown for last. Not that brown will be particularly hard, but we have to get a little bit more creative with how we go for mana accumulation. As one thing brown currently does lack is a pretty good empower mana accumulator. There's a lot of things that can feed you a lot of brown, but not necessarily things that are brown that feed you a lot of brown. It would be one of the colors that benefit greatly from those new troops we've been getting, that are like of the color, that create Stormfooted color, that have convert of the color. So far we only have it for yellow and green. But brown would be a really big... brown and red would be really huge beneficiaries from having that typing. But I'll just have to wait and see. Got it for 2 colors. We'll eventually have it for all 4. One of those weird mechanics where they've taken quite a while to actually rotate it around to every single color. There's a few mechanics like that in the game where like maybe 4 colors or something will have it, but then some are left behind and never get it. Speaking of which, we should have all the Polearm Doom weapons soon. We're getting the next one in like a week or 2, and then the last one sometime next month. Just need 2 more. We're just taking the weakest fights, since it doesn't really matter too much the difficulty of the fight. How's that? Hello Bill, hello Mark, hello Cookie, hello Draco, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys been having a wonderful week so far. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta be careful. I need to not hit 5.7k when doing this. Also, I probably should have went for my buffs already and done that first. Well, first things first. How are we doing on this? Okay. Gotta make sure we don't go too many there. Which we're definitely about to. So it might just be a really front-loaded PvP stream then. I might hold then. Because I kind of wanted to go clear everything else first. Because everything else isn't going to take that long at all. Or at least in theory it shouldn't. And we can expect just to get the Guardians for... Oh, there it is! 50 gold marks. I clicked through a little quick. Yeah, that is insanely high. When they said diminishing return, I was like thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like 5, 10. No, 50. That is some solid markage right there. And the best part is you don't even have to go looking for it. Like, you don't have to keep rotating every single place to get it. It simply just has a battle there. Where we do 5 of them. It's not like you have to keep rolling the random one until it eventually goes there and then you get it once. It simply just has it already there. So you can just go straight there, do your 5 battles and get out. You don't have to do like 40, 50, 60 something in order to rotate them around to the location. Which is one thing I was really concerned about when it, when it first came out. But, nope, don't have to do that. That is not the case. If it was, I'm not sure if it would be worth it. For 50 it would be, but if it was like a lower number and you had to go through that many fights, it probably wouldn't be. Because right now you're getting on average like 10 per fight. Whereas the other way it would be something like 1 a fight, 2 a fight. Which is not horrible, but definitely not as good as 10 per fight. We gotta be careful, we actually can lose these. Also, I have these in the more offensive layout, not the defensive one. Alright, we're gonna try for it. Did we get it? We did not, which is bad because that's my entire damage source, and if it dies, we lose. So at this point, it won't matter. Alright, maybe we put wand in front of it. Yeah, we'll be fine. It's only 2 more fights. Let's make sure we don't go too many score here. Go in the wrong location. Okay, as long as we don't hit over 6,500. There's no way we're doing that in 2 fights. Alright, then we'll go do all dailies real quick. Then we'll go get our buff. And then we'll go activate the hour thingy. We won't really be able to do more PvP until we do. Or we could, but we would be wasting the VP. And our goal, indirectly... Actually, I need to go double check, but I believe one of our goals indirectly, or even, I guess more so directly, we're going to probably try for a rank 1 PvP in our bracket so we don't have to deal with it for the rest of the week. Would be nice. Let me just double check. Where are we? Yeah, that's very doable. 15,000 is very doable by the end of stream. Especially that we're starting at like 7,000 something, basically. Yeah, very, very doable. Okay, let's go claim our other 50. Then we still have a third one we need to go get, but we'll take that in a little bit. Let's go clear out every other daily. Because once we get into that PvP thing, I want to have everything else done first. Just so we don't have to deal with it after. So we'll go all in on this and then focus over on the other thing. At some point we'll be allowed to have a turn. Also, is this the one we're going to lose to? Am I about to lose? Out of every team in existence, the one we're going to lose to today is going to be double Vinoxia. Sure tried. Another thing that's sure trying right now is this wand. It does not want to go down. There we go. Another 50 gold marks, and we get another set when we go do the other one. But before we do, let's go clear out every single daily. Okay, all these done, easy. Campaign been done. Adventure board. Ooh, verse 2. Well, actually, that's not the one I need. Kind of. It's my second lowest. Actually, how's my verse 2 doing these days? Let's go take a peek at our verse numbers. Wow, when did that shoot up so quickly? Yeah, I really just need verse 3s now. If we could just find a bunch of verse 3s, that'd be great. Another verse 2 is still nice. It's still our second lowest, technically. Still matters a little bit. Now we get that number back up. Oh, speaking of level, we're actually about to gain a hero level too. Oh wait, I just realized something. Wait. Did they fix the XP system in... Oh no. I didn't think about that. I was going to run an hour of XP with the gold and soul boost. But they haven't fixed the XP in PvP yet, have they? Oh no. That means later tonight I might just have to dust stuff off stream for like an hour. I guess it's fine. I could technically do it on stream, but we're probably not going to bother doing a whole hour of dust stuff on stream. No, we could. Oh, it's really repetitive, though. It's more fun when it's a Vault Weekend doing it, because at least you're getting other stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have not seen it work a single time yet. I'll go check one PvP fight, and if it doesn't give me it, I'm just not going to use an XP booster. Technically, we've done several so far, but, you know, I haven't actually checked the number each time. Yeah, I'll do one right now. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, there's no way I gained that many points in one battle, so we're fine. Oh yeah, I don't have a brown team made yet, did I? Let me go do that. What are we running for brown? Brown's biggest issue is lack of empower. Once it gets going, it's fine. Problem is getting started. We'll go down the mech route. Could go down Angry Mob route too. Ozella Maximus. It's between either Angry Mob or mech. Main reason I want to go mech is Dispel. So we're going to go this with Wand. With Stellarix. With like one other utility troop. The problem is this is what we have to choose from for Empower. No. And that's all of them. Alright, well, Soothsayer better become good all of a sudden. Soothsayer used to be kind of meta back in the day. It's kind of fallen off by a lot, but, you know, we can still use him for a bit of value here. Sadly, he is still one of the best troops under this category. Which is kind of insane that to this day that is still the case. Hey, whatever gets your job done. Alright, so a moment of truth. Did we get EXP here? We did. I'll use the EXP booster and just hope we get it, I guess. But yeah, I just got EXP for that fight. Weird. Huh. Alright, we'll run it and just hope that all of our battles give us EXP. Hello, Maximus! Hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. Alright, is there any other daily and or weekly that we need to progress that we haven't touched yet? Raid, I guess. Looks like the guild almost finished, right? Oh, no. For whatever reason, I thought stage 10 was like the final reward for something. No, it's stage 14. I guess that's not. That is true. Stage 10 used to be the final reward for this mode. Though nowadays it is 14, of course. Alright, these will get done passively just from doing PvP. We pretty much already have them. Alright, we just have to do raid and buy our torches. So that's not much. Oh, and dungeon. And then the rest of the time we can just spend doing PvP. I'll be using all these torches tomorrow night. Or at least a good number of them. Maybe not all. Because we have our arena event this weekend, so we can easily spread these across the weekend. We'll run some amount of them tomorrow night. But for now, definitely a PvP focused stream. Now we gotta go use these boosters. Yeah, we'll go run 4 and just hope it works out. But anyways, tributary, I'm gonna grab that. Let me go do raid boss real quick, then we'll do dungeon. And then I guess we lock ourselves to PvP for the rest of the stream. Test the monolith bonus? Wait, test it with monolith bonus? Wait, does the monolith bonus make it so you don't get double EXP? Wait, is that what's happening? Is the monolith bonus... Is that what people have, attributed it to? Is the monolith bonus making it so you don't get EXP? Okay, so it seems like the monoliths are what are bugged. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that makes sense then. So, we just have to do all of our stuff without monolith bonus then. That's fine. It's gonna be a bit less magic, but, it's worth it for actually getting XP. That does mean after we do an hour of PvP, we're gonna do have to, like, another 10 minutes of PvP to go get our Valhawks. Because I'm already capped out on them. Wait, what am I... Oh, okay, never mind. My brain just, like, completely stopped for a second. For whatever reason, because we were talking about PvP, I thought I was in brown PvP. And I was looking at my team, but then I saw the Valraven, the normal one. It was like, wait. Never mind, this is raids. For like half a second there, I thought we were in PvP. And was very confused as to what was happening. But no, this is raids. It all makes sense now. Brain stopped for a second there. Hello, Joby. Welcome, welcome. You can do it to level 3, but not more? That's so weird. I'll probably just not touch them all, just to play it safe. Don't need to risk it over a few magic. Let's do them all after, though. Because we kind of have to if we want to get more Valhawks there. Also, Solarithus, we haven't been able to use an Underspire yet because we haven't done any fights there. But that thing's going to be such a hard carry for the game mode. It's going to be nice. It's already doing it for raids, and it's going to do the exact same thing in Underspire. It's gonna fall off a bit harder in Underspire at the really high level range, but it should be fine. It shouldn't fall off at all for raids for how far we need to go for the most part. But based on how deep we have to go for Underspire, probably will by the end fights, but I'll still do the same thing, just slower. How's everyone? 150 gold mark grinding? I know, it's so nice. I actually decided to start buying all the pets because we're getting so many gold marks. So I figured why not? They're basically free now. Even just a daily alone helps out a lot too. An extra 15 a day. Oh, maybe not every day. Like today we don't have alliance fights. But generally speaking, most days getting the extra 15. 5 out of the 7 days. Which is how many gold marks a week? That's 5 times 15, which is 75. There's an extra 75 gold marks a week just for doing that. And that's the daily that actually matters. You can actually completely ignore the Valhawk if you really want to. And just do the 15 gold marks every single day. And by every single day, I mean every day except for Wednesday and Sunday. And that is way better value than going for the Valhawk. It's also a lot more consistent because you don't have to deal with luck. I guess some luck of winning the fight, but, you know, you don't have to deal with any luck in the sense of, like it randomly appearing or not. Because you simply just have to do the battles and you get the points. How do you grind to 150? You have to be in Dark Alliance. It's a Dark Alliance exclusive. It's pretty much the only benefit for being in Dark Alliance, whereas every other one gets 20% bonus stats for PvP. We get no bonus stats, but we get a lot of extra gold marks a week. Which I didn't realize was actually this high. It's actually pretty high. I kept saying there was 8 outer. There's only 6 outer. Which means there is 10 total. Which means that's an extra 500 gold marks a week. Which is a pretty substantial amount. The number could go down in the future. And probably will. Because I can't really foresee that staying that high forever, but you never know. Yeah, we could have been claiming it last week too. I didn't realize it was right after the event. The way I read it, I assumed it was after the entire week, but no, it's after every single battle. So like yesterday we had the 3 inner ring, so the 3 inner ring all have their bonus today. Yeah, it is true. Honestly, I didn't even know how much the Dark Alliance ended up getting. That's actually, like, crazy. Like, when I was first thinking of what that number would be, I was thinking, like, oh, it's going to be, like, 10. Because, you know, you get, like, what, 25 silver marks per area? So, obviously, they're going to do a lower number than that, right? I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, it's going to be, like, 10 per location or something. I know, it's 50. It could be that the downscaling that they tried to implement isn't working. Which I'm pretty sure is probably the case. I'm pretty sure it's not actually supposed to be 50, but downscaled from 50 based on how big the alliance is. So 50 is the base number that's supposed to be reduced, but it's currently not being reduced. Which I assume is why the number is so big. What that number will be after it gets reduced, who knows? But it getting reduced is actually not a nerf, it would just be it working correctly. I believe currently it's just not working correctly. And that 50 is the base value that gets reduced, but currently is not getting reduced. Even though it's supposed to be. Yeah, honestly, the patch was really confusing in that regard. Like, I didn't even fully understand it until, like, later on Monday. Did I, like, really fully comprehend, like, what the patch even said? It was very confusing for how little was actually added. Like, it was absurdly confusing. There's still some aspects with it I still don't fully understand. I have a general grasp of it now. But it was way too overly convoluted for its own good. Especially for how small of a feature it is. And honestly, the patch notes almost made it more confusing rather than clarified. Didn't the devs initially say it doesn't matter what alliance you join? Well, there's basically 2 alliances to join. The Gold Mark Alliance, or the 20% extra stats so you can get PvP done with quicker alliance. Which is still a pretty big benefit. 20% stats is not small. Though in the current state of the game, I would say 500 gold marks outweighs 20% bonus stats in PvP. By just a little bit of a lot. But if it was something like only like 50 gold marks or 100 gold marks, then the 20% looks a lot more enticing. Because then it's not as big of a difference. So hello, Kevin. Welcome, welcome. The worst part is, if some people do come to Dark Alliance because, you know, to get the gold marks and everything else, you know they're going to nerf in like a week or 2. And then you lost all your loyalty. Because loyalty is still a pretty important thing too. Which is one thing that makes leaving your starting alliance really bad. Because if you end up leaving, you go all the way down to 0. You don't get that extra 10 bonus like you did earlier. So right now it's possible to have 18 days in an alliance, assuming you've been in one since day 1. Or, you know, since the patch. Maybe 17 if you did it the day after. But if you go to a different one, you're going to be all the way at 0. Which I guess isn't too big a deal. But all the bonus that you're racking up here will go away. And eventually you will be getting gold marks per day from this. After you stay in an alliance for long enough. So I guess if you are coming to Dark Alliance and you're getting like 500 in a week, that would quickly outpay for it. Even if you do lose all your bonus. But that assumes they don't nerf it within like a week. Which, you know, they easily could. Time will tell. Anyways, have we done every single daily now that isn't PvP? It's actually pretty quick, though. I guess it's because we don't really have a daily one. Because obviously doing Divine Pet we already have, so we don't need to touch it. Alright, let's go do it. Underspire, just double check I already bought the torches for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. Because we basically have no event this weekend, so I'll just run Underspire then. Because we have Arena, which means we'll do like 1 run and then nothing else we need to go bother with. Alright, it's time. Let's go do the PvP then. Alright. Let's go over to Brown. Let's go and hit the things. Let me go get our XP boosters ready to go. Which I probably should have done the other order, but oh well. XP is not that big a deal. Let's still want to be utilizing them. Alright, grab them all. Grab all these. The 1000 glitch still works, because why would they fix things? And there we go. Alright, let's go do some battles. First we gotta go do 4 Browns, and then we'll just camp, central the whole time. Oh, yeah, that's something I didn't think about. Do we not have a Blood Frenzy on any of the good locations? Because that means, yeah, we are gonna have to camp central then. Which is fine. Perfectly happy with that. If anything, it's the only location this week we can actually run proper Stellarex build. Like the super quick kill one. Oh yeah, let me make sure I'm actually gaining XP for this. Because if we're not, then we should just go run the monoliths. But let me make sure we're actually gaining XP here. The answer should be yes, but knowing this game, who knows these days. But yes, we should be getting XP for the battles we're doing right now. If we're not, we got a problem. But we definitely should be getting it. It just seems like it might be the monoliths that are making it not give it. Alright, let me go check. If I go over here... Alright, we are indeed getting XP, so let's just not take the monoliths and assume that's the case. So we're just gonna not touch the monoliths then. Is your next reward on Kingdom Pass Orb? Oh no, is it? I'm not sure. I didn't actually check the Kingdom Pass. I know whatever we're at max number right now. I just didn't peek at it earlier. Oh, wait, do you even get an orb on it? Well, I guess you get the glory orbs, if that's what you're referring to. You don't get any random orbs after it, though. Or from it, I mean. Wait, how did that not break his Submerge? I'm so confused. How is he cursed but not Submerge broken? There we go. That was weird. Oh, did he immediately hit one? Oh, okay, that would make sense then. Oh, he broke out of it, so now he's dead. It's because he immediately got an extra turn, that's why. Hey, a level. I'll put it into blue, I guess. Oh, we're nice and even on them now, rather than purple. Alright, one more brown fight, then we don't have to deal with brown for the rest of this week. Well, even if you miss one, there is 1 day of leeway. And even if you somehow miss two, I think it's only like 100 gems or 200 gems to make up the difference. Which is a lot more than paying 0, but you know, not as big a deal. Alright, there's our last 50 gold mark. Not too bad. Alright, none of these have Blood Frenzy, so we're just gonna camp central the entire time then. With you-know-what team. Good old Stellaric Stock Shaka. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get the bonus of a Blood Frenzy, however, we're using the strongest possible team available, so it should speed things up. Even if we're not getting double Blood Frenzy bonus. And honestly, the extra magic that we're not having from the thing shouldn't really matter too much, as these battles are still pretty free. Hello, Enforcer! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Yeah, I'll go check the, I'll make sure to go check the White Helm Kingdom Pass thing after we go finish the hour of PvP. I should say the 50 minutes that are left. This will end up getting us leaderboard. It'll also make it so we don't really have to worry about PvP much for the rest of the week. Then I'll go check the other thing, hand out code, and then we'll still have to do even more PvP after it. Because now we still need to go do all the monoliths. Plus, we gotta go find our 3 Valhawks, because they currently cannot drop as we have max points. Hello, Brandon! Yeah, Gems of War is still a lot of fun. They've been doing a lot of things to kind of make early game a little bit better. This year, they've been focusing a lot on PvP updates. For the better and for worse. Some good stuff came with it. Some questionable stuff has come with it. Overall, the biggest thing it probably has done is it has made upgrading kingdoms a lot easier. A lot of new opportunities to earn deed books. Something that's been lacking for quite a while now. As far as like the overarching progression of the game, one of the most bottlenecked resources right now is deed books. And this year has done quite a bit to make that grind quicker. Still pretty slow grind over time, as is pretty much everything in this game. It's designed to be that kind of game. But a lot better progress than compared to in the past. You played many years ago and then you came back. I've actually surprisingly never quit Gems of War. A lot of games I play for like a long duration of time, you know, like normally I'll play it for a little bit and then kind of quit it for a couple years, several years, then come back to it. But oddly enough, Gems of War in the 10-year period that's been out, or it will be as of November, I have never actually quit a single time. Hello, Lester! Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, Zolgoth is still really good. Zolgoth into a ton of mana accumulation. Actually, we saw it in one of these teams here. Centurion's actually really popular with him too. I'm not sure if this was out when you were last playing. But he has a 10% chance to devour a random enemy. Plus 10% per wild card. That's not the good part though. The good part is he converts every single skull into a wild card. Which counts as every single color. And this is really good with Zolgoth because you just cast Zolgoth, then you cast Centurion, and you just keep going back and forth. It's really, really strong if you haven't had the chance to use it with it yet. It's also pretty low enough rarity that you could probably just find it really quick in drop table. I believe Centurion is an epic. So in a couple hundred, definitely within a couple thousand gem keys, you could easily find it. If you get lucky enough, in a couple hundred. Which zone is easier for tomorrow's Citadel Wars, human or dragon? Didn't dragon get potion gem? Well, I guess it also comes down to what dragons do you have. Like, do you have Stellarics? Because if the answer is yes, then very much dragon. But if your strongest build, like, I guess it comes down to, do you have Tesla into Holy Saint Astra? And do you have Stellarics? Those are like the main two. Because Tesla and the Holy State Astra is like the main meta for humans. And obviously, Stellaryx is the main meta for dragons. So it really comes down to which one do you have. Because doing dragon without Stellaryx is probably not worth it. And hopefully you have Tesla laying around. Even without Tesla, I think humans might still be easier. Just because half the fights you're going to be Stellaryx and or like every single meta of dragons you've ever seen. Like, even if you're not up against Stellaryx, you're going to be up against Celestial Dragons and Diamantina. But there will be a lot of Stellaryx on that day. Potion gems are also very volatile, which I believe the dragon category has. I forget which one the bonus the human has. Honestly, that might even be a reason why I don't even go dragon. While potion gems give you a huge advantage if you get advantage, if the enemy gets advantage, you kind of just auto-die to potions. Luckily, the AI is not as good when it comes to potion gems, so I guess it's not as bad. But it can still be kind of crazy, the kind of things that can happen with Potion Storm. Especially because I feel like it currently creates too many potions. I'm not sure what the scaling is on potion gem creation right now. Off of via Storm. But it feels like it's creating way too many. Relative to what the gem does. Oh wait, is human the one that has potions? Oh, interesting. Wait, did they both get potion? Wait, is the power gem for both potion? I could have sworn it was dragon that had it. But it is possible that multiple areas have the same bonus. I just realized, when did we get so many gems? How do we have 37,000 gems right now? Where did all these gems come from? I guess we haven't really been spending as much lately, so that could be the case. Also, hello Isabel! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. I might finally go stream Old School RuneScape again this weekend. I actually did a very absurdly massive update today. Haven't really even gotten to look into it much. I won't be able to tomorrow because of dentists. But maybe we'll do it this Friday and or Saturday. We haven't done that game since we got Bird. Actually, wow, it's been a while then. We haven't streamed that game since we got the Bird. Like a month ago or however long that was. It's kind of funny. I've been playing it like in the background for like the last little over a year now. Yeah, I think we've only done 18 streams for it so far. Not counting leagues. But that was kind of a thing of its own. I almost consider that a different game at that point. It's kind of like its own thing. Actually, they're doing something like leagues again in about a month related to PvP. And last year I didn't bother doing it. But this year they've actually made it a lot more enticing to do it. So I might. They're actually offering cosmetics, and the prize pool doesn't just go to all the clans. You can actually end up winning money just for, like, participating. Which is about as much as we're probably going to play it. Because I don't plan to go too hard on it. I think I kind of want to try it out. I've never tried it before. Mostly because it was pretty pointless, because it's basically a game mode ran by clans. And we'd be going in as a solo player, not in any clan. Which puts you at a extreme disadvantage. It's one of the things I hated about Albion Online. That one other MMO we played several years ago when it first launched. Like, literally at its launch. The problem with Albion Online was it was basically just a clan-run MMO. Like, if you weren't in one of the few biggest clans, you basically weren't playing the game. It was a very clan-heavy game. Because all the territory owning and everything else that it had. I'm pretty sure they fixed that some after multiple years of development, but I I don't know, it really put me off to the game. It was basically impossible to play as a solo player. Did Mr. Sandwich do a video on all the PvP teams for the week? We started doing that initially. Back when they first came out. We haven't done an updated one in like 4 months now. The problem is I believe every platform has different teams now. Which makes it kind of hard to cover it all. Because if I cover them all for, let's say, PC Mobile, then console doesn't get covered. And I have no easy way of knowing what every platform has on a given week. And even if we did, it's going to be like 30 different teams or something. Something absurdly high. Generally, one of the easiest ways to build PvP teams these days, I would say just look at what other people are using in your category. Ideally, the 3 trophy people. And see if you can replicate something similar. It's probably like the easiest way to go about it, if you don't know what to run on a given category. But there are a few metas that are just really strong for some categories. Like I have Argris for Daemon and Orc, and technically Groshnok. Holy Saint Astra Tesla for Human. Anything that includes Stellaryx for any mode you can run Stellaryx. Takshaka, Venoxia for Naga. Like some of them have a very obvious one if you happen to have them available. I think the thing that is less obvious are the downgrades a lot of times. Or if you're missing like the core very strong thing, like what do you run for Naga if you don't have Takshaka? It would end up being like a Venoxia into Empower into that one Exploder into like one other damage source. Possibly even double Venoxia. Maybe throw a Marilith in there. It's normally the downgrade path that's less obvious when you're missing like the core damage source or something similar for a team. Like when you're missing one of the important mythics for a core meta team. I think that's what people struggle with the most when building a team. Because they might know what the strongest option is, but they don't have it. And then it comes down to what is like the next best option, which is not always as clear. Catch you later, Mr. Sandwich. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. How about do a PvP teams collection for all troop types and all kingdoms in the future? The problem with that is doing it in one video would be very, very, very long. We were talking about this the other day, but it's almost like 70 different teams. My volume seems low, is it? Does anyone... Do we sound low today? Anyone? Hello, hello? Hello, hello, can you hear me? I said hello, Rob. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, do I sound low? All my volume settings look the same to me. From I can tell. Do I have the mic turned weirdly? Did I accidentally like move the dial volume? Let's see. I don't know, seems fine. Maybe I'm just talking over the mic. Might be the problem. Here we go. How about now? Let's see. Yeah, all my settings and everything seem perfectly normal. Normally it's the other issue we have, it being too loud. The only way it could ever be too quiet is if I accidentally like hit one of the dials all the way to the wrong side when I'm like moving the mic. Which I haven't done in an absurdly long time. It's been years since I've accidentally done that. Yeah, everything looks normal to me from what I can tell. Oh yeah, to the other thing I was talking about before. The only problem with trying to cover our team for every single category is just the sheer amount of categories there are right now. There are 38 kingdoms and like 40-something troop types, or however many there are. That's a lot of categories, plus 6 colors. Those 6 colors are pretty easy. Just build into Stellarix. Though next best build is more questionable for each color. The 6 color ones are pretty straightforward right now. If you own Stellarix, use Stellarix. And of course also Central. So it's 38 kingdoms, 30 to 40-something troop types, 7 colors, and then Central. That's a lot of teams. It's one of the reasons we haven't done like one master video for it. Because if we cover 2 teams even for every single category, that video would take 4 to 5 hours. Not counting the many hours it would take to actually build that many teams. But just to briefly go over them, a minute each would take like 4 hours. There's just that many teams. Well, obviously a lot of them are pretty similar. Yeah, I generally don't play Gems of War on mobile that often. The only time I tend to play it on mobile a lot is on Vault Weekend. But aside from Vault Weekend, I almost never really play Gems of War on mobile. And the main reason I do that on mobile is because Dust Devil Team is actually really easy to do on mobile. Because you never need to deal with the board. Because I find it hard looking at how small the gems are on the board, unless you're running on like a tablet or something. But on the phone, all the gems look so small to me. And they're kind of hard to do with your finger. So, Dust Devil Team is actually really straightforward because you never have to swipe a single gem ever. Well, almost ever. Obviously, Mythics and a couple other things get in the way. That's very rare. Yeah, let me go check. We should be about halfway done or so. How far are we on the booster? We are almost halfway there. Alright, let's keep going. But you know what? At the halfway mark, we'll go hand out code. Another 10 minutes then. And then after that, guess what we have to go do? More PvP! Because I deliberately did not use the monoliths to make sure that we actually get XP here. Because apparently that seems to be interfering with XP currently. A bug that will hopefully be fixed very soon. I sure hope it doesn't need a whole patch to be fixed. And if it does, they're probably going to do a mini patch to try to fix it, because it seems like a pretty detrimental thing. If you can't gain any XP at all, basically, when you have a monolith active. That seems really bad. I was gonna say the wild card just ruined my alignment, but then I just realized, wait, that's impossible. It counts as every color. That's one nice thing about the wild card too. It can never block you. Unlike other colors that are still kind of useful. Because since it counts as everything, unless you're trying to do like a skull or something. Which would be very unlikely if you're bothering to run that many of them. But unless you're trying to take a skull, it's never going to block you. Because it just goes with every color. It's not like some other power gems, like let's say like a potion gem, where it's a specific color, so even though it's really good, it could still block you. But wild cards can never do that. Which is a really nice benefit of them. Shocker's actually just kind of insane. The amount of things that have a non-100% chance to do their ability because they were deemed as too strong. And then we have something like Takshaka that has a 100% chance to create a 3 times wild card. Not even a 2 times. A 3 times wild card. It's kind of insane. Like, almost everything that has, like, a percent chance of doing something per turn should just be, like, 100%. Compared to Takshaka balance. I think it's most egregious on, like, some heroes. I think one of them has, like, a 25% chance will, like, stun 1 thing per turn. Then, like, 2 years later, they added something like Elementalist, or a few years later, they added something like Elementalist, which per extra turn does not only stun at 100% chance, but also freeze, and burn, and entangle. 25% chance. Not at 10%, but every single extra turn at 100%. There's a lot of things they need to rebalance that they may never do. Because whenever they do rebalance, it always seems so small. Like, all the White Helm rebalance. Aside from Guard's Avatar and Arch Deva, there was basically almost no changes done to the entirety of White Helm. I guess the other big beneficiary, I guess, was maybe Lady Sapphira. Because she finally got buffed after her 2015 double nerf. But she didn't really get changed enough to be viable. Just enough to not be useless. But not enough to be good. Just enough to not be bad. Is that the halfway mark? No, not quite. We'll hand out a code then. Then we'll finish out the other half, and then even after all that, we'll have to do slightly more. But after today, we basically barely have to touch PvP the rest of the week other than just basic daily. Because we should have racked up enough points to be fine. Actually, I can go check PvP rating right now. I'm pretty sure we're almost already there. We'll check in a second. And let me go check. Because we should be at like 13,000 right now. Yep, 12,000, pretty much. Let's keep going. I'm gonna have to double cast this just to get rid of that. Honestly, it's probably just better letting him do a move. Better trying to get Takshaka mana. It's one of the other reasons Takshaka is on this team. You just poke in, they die. You don't have to worry about Submerge, you just hit right past it. It's like they never even had it. Not sure you used your phone for a game, but you're still on iPhone 6 or 6S. Still works great, but you think phone... Yeah, true. If I ever was to do it, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of like handheld gaming in that regard. I always need like a bigger screen. Like I think a tablet would be like the smallest thing I would ever like properly play on, or anything like that. I've actually never bothered to own a tablet though. It's never really seemed worth it. Like I would get a Steam Deck before I would get a tablet these days. Actually, I just realized I probably am going to be buying a lot of technology in the next few years. Because next year, the Switch 2 is coming out. Whatever on earth they're calling it. The year after that, Steam Deck 2 is probably coming out. Whatever they're calling that. And sometime this year, I'm probably getting a actual proper computer setup for the first time in like 20 years. Instead of just running laptops. So basically every year for the next like 3 years, I'll have one big tech purchase. Then maybe the year after that we'll upgrade our phone. I don't know, I really don't need much for a phone, as long as I can call. That's like the only thing I use it for. Or not the only, but you know. Like the primary purpose. I still use a phone mostly just for, you know, a phone. Like calling purposes and the such. Yeah, to the audio issue that was mentioned in chat earlier, I wonder if I have my audio set in a way where like certain outputs hear it better than others. I'm not sure where I would change that setting. Or if it even needs to be changed. Because there are different audio output thingies. As long as it doesn't sound like we're talking in the one ear. But no, it's definitely doing both sides. I can actually see it on my thing. It's doing both sides evenly. Alright, let me go into the code. We're definitely at the halfway point at this point. And we've also made a leaderboard by this point. So here you guys go. Also, gosh, we are so low on codes. Hopefully we get more from Jetto soon. Because I have enough to last us until literally May 1st. And then we are out. Hey, we got eggs. And there you guys go. Enjoy the code. Yeah, no problem for the code. Come on, Takshaka, get the mana. How did you miss so hard? Oh, we got stunned, no wonder why. It's not ideal. They just died at Deathmark on the first possible turn. His first turn he has immune. In all fairness, it wasn't doing anything while stunned anyway, so I guess that didn't really make much of a difference. That should be second place. Nope, third place. About to take it soon, though. 2,000 more and we'll be first. And I always have to hope they don't power grind on a day when there's a good bloodthirsty location. Or blood frenzy, whatever you want to call it. Wow, that was a huge lag spike out of nowhere. Where'd that come from? Yeah, the current state of PvP is still kind of weird, I do have to say. I do feel like it's a little bit better than what it was before. Before they made any changes at all. But it's still not ideal. The current state of PvP right now. The two biggest issues are the lack of, what was I going with this? Oh yeah, the lack of balance. Which is the biggest contributor by far. And the weird way that loot is distributed currently. I think are the two biggest ones. So the current balance of the game, I think, is just going to be the biggest contributor always. Because the biggest issue with the previous PvP system is still the biggest issue with the current PvP system. Until, like, properly addressed, it's always going to be the issue with every PvP system. Until they just fix the fundamental issue. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Eric. How do gold mark bonuses work for the Citadel War? You just collected 150 gold marks from the inner regions. Yep, that's how it works. If you're in the dark region, the day after the battle, you can go claim 50 gold marks currently for every single one of them. So tomorrow you won't be able to claim any because we had no Alliance War today. But tomorrow we're going to have 2 Alliance battles. I believe it was Human and Dragon or something. And then on Friday, those 2 that we had on Thursday, you'll be able to go claim 50 marks from. Which I believe is Dragon and Human. So we do the battles for them tomorrow, but then we'll be able to claim the gold marks for them on Friday. But yeah, it's kind of broken. I assume it's going to be toned down a little. Because right now it gives a very big number. It's only for people in Dark Alliance, though. At least currently, until they tweak it or something. Other alliances, you currently have 20% bonus stats in PvP. But Dark Alliance is the biggest reward of the gold marks. I highly doubt it's going to stay at that 50, though. This still seems way too high. Like, honestly, as someone in Dark Alliance, I wouldn't mind it, but as far as the overall balance of the game, If they're gonna keep that as 50, they gotta give every other alliance like a little bit of extra gold marks. Because while having 20% extra stats is nice, it's not 500 gold mark nice. Wonder how quick before it's nerfed. I'm pretty sure the diminishing return on it is not applying right now, which is why the number is so big. Because what's supposed to happen is based on how many people are in your alliance, the gold mark reward is supposed to be reduced. But I'm willing to make a bet currently that gold mark reward is not being reduced properly, or if at all. Probably not at all. And that's the current issue with it. Because once it does start getting reduced properly, which will seem like a nerf when it happens, but it's actually what's supposed to be intended, then it will be a lot more in line with not being like so absurdly high. But until that actually starts working properly, yeah, it's going to stay really absurdly high. When do I call it the Dark Alliance? Yeah, it's called something something. I don't know, I always call it Dark something. I've probably called it 5 different names, all of which are not the correct name. I'm pretty sure every single thing I've ever called the Dark Alliance is not actually its name. Let's see. The Dark Order. Well, Dark Alliance still is correct. They are called alliances, and I'm referring to the Dark one, so it is the Dark Alliance. Because otherwise I would have to say it's the Dark Order Alliance, which would make it seem very long. When is Gems of War 10th anniversary? November. They generally celebrate it earlier and earlier every year. It's supposed to be like mid to late November. But recently they've been doing it as early as like the first week of November. Oh yeah, I forgot to make any mention of that mail. We got 10 gems today because they were talking about the anniversary thing, and I think they reset the first time gem bonus. For like the 3rd or 4th time. Try to get people to spend money on gems because no one's spending money on gems. So I need more people spending money on gems. But, yeah, the 10-year anniversary is likely early November. So we're still like 6 months away. Well, technically 5 months. 5.5. So it's still a ways away. It's kind of funny that they're mentioning it so early. The big 10-0 is obviously a big milestone for the game. Or the big 1-0, I should say, not 10-0. You know what I mean. 10-0 would be 100. I was gonna say, I wonder if it's worth poking him with Skull, and then I realize I'm entangled. In which case the answer is no. Yeah, I think we're officially in first place. Well, within our bracket. No? Yeah, we're still a little short. But we still have 18 minutes left, which by that time we will very much easily have it. I think the reason why it feels like we're going up a bit slower is, we're not doing a Blood Frenzied location. After we had that little bit of time with Blood Frenzied, I'm just always expecting Blood Frenzy rate. So whenever we're doing Central, while we are winning quickly, we're not getting that double VP bonus. Anytime I keep thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, we're getting that bonus. But of course, we're not in Central. So whenever I think of our number going up, I keep thinking like the a double VP rate, not the current rate that we're getting. Because there was a couple of weeks where they didn't really nerf it, and we were still getting all those extra rates. And I always think of all rates in PvP as that rate, because that was like peak VP rate that we could get. It was like over 20,000 an hour, is insane. But nowadays it's quite a bit slower. Not like by a huge amount. I say it's a lot closer to like, what, 12, 15-ish, around there. I feel like there's an extra turn here, but somehow there isn't. The dark side, yeah. Yes, join the dark side. I think everyone's already in alliance by now, though. Unless you're abandoning for the dark side. Which in the current state of the game, I say would be worth it. But also, that could change in like a week or two when they change things. So it's hard to tell. Because right now, Dark Alliance is the best alliance to be in. But that could easily change at any point. If they nerf any one thing or buff every alliance that isn't Dark Alliance. Or do any kind of change to decentivize going to Dark Alliance. Also, gosh, I can still taste dinner in my mouth right now. It was actually really good. I haven't ate there in a while. Actually, I think it's almost been a year. It's definitely been at least several months. But, ended up getting, like a whole platter thing from a pork place nearby. Well, actually, it's not that nearby. It's one of the reasons I haven't been there for a while. Because, my mom used to go down there a lot when she used to see one of her friends. But now they're living with us, so she's generally, like, almost never in the area now. But she was today, so she ended up picking it up, and gosh, it was so good. I think I downed it in like 5 minutes. Which is probably way too quick. I haven't had it in a while. Oddly enough, I'm still hungry though. That was the only thing I ate all day. I generally don't bother with breakfast most days these days. I'm just kind of tired of most breakfast foods at this point. I'm not sure what it is about them. But almost everything that's considered a breakfast food, I just haven't really been in the mood for lately. Oh, I could take an extra turn red, oh well. Not too big a deal. Hey Isabel, that's something I haven't asked in a while. How's the Puzzle Quest 3 guild going? Has that still been a thing? Because I haven't checked on that game in a very long time. Honestly, in the next 2 months, maybe that's something we should do. Like a revisiting tour of a ton of games we've been meaning to get back to. Because that would be things like Fall Guys, Dave the Diver, Puzzle Quest 3. Probably a few other ones I'm forgetting off the top of my head. A lot of games that have done a lot of things since we last played them. Though I still can't believe Fall Guys, though. Whatever happened to that game? I don't really understand. Because other ones that Epic has taken control of, they didn't ruin as badly as they did Fall Guys. Like, Rocket League's still very much a thing. The other game I think they took over that I can't remember its name is still quite a thing. But for whatever reason, Fall Guys, I don't know, it just kind of fell. In a bad way. The main thing that ruined it for me is they started to make their daily system too much of a grind. And they basically made the game into a sandbox game. Which is like one of my least favorite genres in existence. I'd play like a shooter before I'd play a sandbox game. Every single one of these setups, it feels like there's something we can do with it, and there never is. The struggle of not having a third tuck shotgun to connect it all together with. Alright, still got 10 minutes left, and we should be in first. Yeah, there we go, first place. Now all we have to do the rest of the week is just maintain it with dailies, and we should be good. Angel offer, token of Nisha or 2 deeds of error? It's a hard choice. I feel like in current state of the game, I'd probably go for the deeds of error. Nisha is still really good for upgrading legends, though. You did get more immediate value from Nisha. But basically, the whole point of Nisha medals these days is to upgrade the final level of legends. You should never actually be using them on mythics directly. Their main value is for the final level of a legend in the current state of the game, as glory medals basically have mythics completely covered. So it really comes down to, do you want more progress on getting all your legends maxed? Or slightly progressing the deeds on a kingdom? They're both pretty good value. Or just depends which one's more priority. I guess Nisha technically does have a higher base value in the current state of the game than 2 yellow deed books, though. Or 2 yellow deeds, I mean. Because a full Nisha is what? 1,000? 1,500 gem value? I think it's closer to 1,000 these days. Or is it 1,500? Oh no, it really comes down to what do you compared to like a silver and everything. Well, let's say it is 1,000. That means one singular one is what? It requires 9, so basically 111. Whereas 2 yellow deeds are worth 100. So technically you're getting a little bit better value out of Nisha, but it really comes down to which one you want to prioritize upgrading more. Getting your final legendary perks, or getting permanent stats from kingdoms eventually. Like Whitehelm, for example, if you don't already have it, is a really good first first yellow kingdom to go for. Which we just upgraded last week. It's actually the easiest place to get 30 starred out of anywhere in the game. It has the most amount of troops of any location. Which in theory makes it the easiest. Still a lot that goes into getting a 30-star kingdom though, of course. A place could have infinite troops and that doesn't give you all the requirements, of course. The troops tend to be one of the bigger bottlenecks. I guess nowadays, not as much. Because every single kingdom to max needs, what? 2 mythics. So you're going to need to get 2 mythics from the place anyways. Regardless. And then after that, a lot of them are getting enough other troops that if they have any other mythics, you don't even need to go for them. You just simply need to have 2. Which for some kingdoms, it's only like half their mythics. Like some places have like 4 mythics. Like even Whitehelm, I think has 3. But you only need 2 of them to max it. Because there's what? The dragon? No, it doesn't have 4. Because there's the dragon, that one useless balance one, Archdiva, and Guard's Avatar. So that would actually be 4, but you only need 2 to max. Which would likely be the Yellow Celestial Dragon and then one other one. Based on which one you RNG from event keys. And after all this PvP, we're still not going to be done with PvP. Because we deliberately had to not use the boost so we could actually get XP from this. But then it's time to go do the boost and then go do the Valhawks. Which are both pretty skippable dailies. I still do them because I want to see what the upcoming VP system is going to be once seasons come out. But once we know what the season system is, I'm probably going to start skipping the Valhawk daily. It's pretty bad value. The only reason I keep going for it is because we don't know how important VP is going to be when they do the season change. So just in case it's really important, we're stacking up on them. I know, time will tell. Because it's currently the only way you can stall VP for the future. However, it does seem like when seasons shift, you might be able to keep some amount of your VP. It's not really clear how that system's going to work. But regardless, all those little VP tokens you will be able to stack for later and then get them for full value. Because any way you look at it, you're not going to be able to keep all your VP between seasons. How much you keep is within question. Could be 10%, could be 50, could be some other number. But those VP tokens will give you 100% if you stall them until then. They don't have any diminishing return. Which is the main reason we keep going for them every day. So that season 1 will be a little bit easier whenever it comes around finally. Which, given the current direction of patches this year, should be pretty soon. I expect it would be within the next patch or 2. Definitely by the end of the year. Alright, this is still very winnable if he doesn't wand too heavily. Oh, I could take an extra turn there. Oh no. Do we have enough to win? Yes. Zolgoth almost got us. Not quite though. What a weird fight. I'll take it. I see some really weird teams in PvP these days. In all fairness, the team he's running that I'm saying is weird is actually fine. The weirdest part about this is his 3rd slot. But aside from that, it's actually a interesting skull spam team. Wild King with Baldur. It's something I don't think I've ever seen, but it does technically work. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but it does indeed function. It is a combo that coherently functions together. It's a little bit weird to be seeing that goblin with it instead of like some explosive troop or something. Maybe something as basic as a leprechaun would gain more value there. Alright, should be the last few minutes. Yep, we got 1 minute left. And then we'll go run the rest of the PvP we need to go do. And start to ruin our gold bonus. Or XP bonus, I mean. Maybe we'll get 2 more fights in on that bonus. Then we'll go run the monoliths, start getting 0 XP for PvP, then go get the rest of our Valhawks. But that should secure us for PvP for a little while. That's one nice thing about a lot of people not doing as much PvP. You actually have to do so little PvP to make leaderboard now. Like us doing 1 hour PvP today just put us in first place on our leaderboard. It's that easy. Alright, 20 seconds, that's fine. There's no way we get a battle in there. Alright, let's go get our bonuses. That's not where you get your bonuses. Let's go get our bonuses. Let's grab 2 real quick. We'll take this one in like green or purple one. Everyone we can get down quickly. And now we'll go get our Valhawks. Alright, so do we start getting... Okay, let's see the exact moment we start not getting XP. Someone was saying earlier it starts happening at tier 4. So let's see the exact moment we stop getting good XP rate. Because right now we're still getting normal rate. Right now, we're still getting normal rate. And we have tier 2. So this is technically a tier 2 fight right now. Even though we're getting the tier 3 fight, we're getting the tier 2 bonus. Or, you know, we have the tier 2 bonus. So this is the tier 3 fight, but we have the tier 2 bonus. So technically it's a tier 2 fight. Alright, now we have tier 3. Let's see if we start not getting it here. This is tier 4, but we're at tier 3. So technically it should be the battle after this battle if it is tier 4. If that is the case. So this battle should still give us XP then. Alright, we still got XP. Okay, so now we're on tier 4. So if it is true that tier 4 and up doesn't give you XP, then this battle should be 3 XP then. This should be the first battle where we get no XP, essentially. No, I still got XP. Okay, I'm at tier 5, and I'm still getting XP. Now, let's see. Do I get XP now? Because we're at tier 5. Does that mean we now stop getting XP? So we're currently at a tier 5 fight. Could just be that the monoliths still give XP, but if we go to a PvP battle, we don't get it. Now that we have the monolith, let's see. We're at tier 5. Do we not get XP now? Nope, still getting XP. But these are monolith fights. These aren't actual PvP fights. Yeah, it's very sporadic how active your league is. We've had weeks where everyone's been over 100,000. Then we have weeks like this where, like, you do 10,000, you basically get first place, pretty much. It's very volatile. Any week where we have to do like over 50,000, I don't bother. Even 40,000. Anything that's like 30,000 or under is pretty free. So if it gets a little bit beyond that, you actually have to do some PvP, which is annoying. Anything 30,000 or under is pretty easy. Assuming you're doing the dailies and everything else, because your points are already so high that at most you'll have to do like an extra hour. Which is definitely worth it for 100 gold marks. Alright, we're still getting max XP. But now let's go into a PvP battle and let's see, do we get 3 XP? Because if I get XP here, I'm really confused as to what it is, because it can't be monoliths then. Because I'm double monolith bonused right now. So if we get EXP from this fight, it's definitely not monoliths. I would say I'd be absurdly confused if we get no, or if we get EXP from this fight. It definitely isn't monolith, so I'm not sure what it will be by that point. I'm gonna be very confused. Because it can't possibly be monoliths triggering it if this fight right here gives us EXP. Moment of truth. Is this 3 or 110 or whatever it is? Okay, it is 3. So yeah, it probably is the monoliths. But it seems to only affect PvP. Like, literally just normal PvP fights. It's so weird. But yeah, it is the monoliths. But it only affects, like, normal PvP. It doesn't affect anything else other than normal PvP. And I guess technically the Alliance fights, because I think those count as the same category. Though we don't have any Alliance fights right now to go check. As there are none on Wednesdays and Sundays. We are basically getting 0 XP for every fight we do right now. One thing I should start doing then is, maybe I do the monolith fights like really early in the day. Just to burn them. So when we farm for our Valhawks, we actually get XP while doing so. Because right now we're basically getting 0 XP while trying to farm for our 3 Valhawks. Oh, we do have extra magic to make it go quicker. Missing out on all that XP is not worth it over killing them slightly quicker. Because we're missing out on over 100 XP per fight. And given how many fights we have to do on average, it's like almost 2,000 XP. Per day. I wish there was a counter to Wand that wasn't Wand. Wand is so annoying. Honestly, I almost feel like Wand is more annoying in the current state of the game than Stellaryx. I think Takshaka is the most annoying, Wand is second most annoying, and Stellaryx is the third. Even though Stellaryx is the most broken of the 3, I don't think it's the most annoying of the 3. Oh, he's running a yellow drain team. I have no counter for that. He's about to kill me with a weapon that does like 0 damage per poke because I have no counter to it. Is there any way we can possibly extra turn right now? Hourglass Gem, go. We're actually about to die to Doomed Polearm. On a level... Actually, he's a high level, but with those stats, we're about to die to Doomed Polearm. Because I can't ever get mana because he just drains me every turn. You would have to not cast Polearm. We literally just died to Doomed Polearm with like 10 magic stat. That's funny. So no gold mark farm today? No, we got 150 gold marks. We did at the beginning. It was like the first thing we did this stream. Like right at the beginning. But no, we got 150 gold marks today. Which honestly, is it even worth going for a leaderboard now? Because until that number gets adjusted, We could basically get 500 gold marks a week for like an hour of time. Yeah, PvP leaderboard's gonna take like 2.5 to 3 showers. And give 1/5 the amount. Also, did I get a single Valhawk yet? Where are all my Valhawks at? Oh no, I already got all 3. Wait, now I'm even more confused. Wait, that means sometime off stream today I already got my 3 Valhawks. Really? Oh wow, I didn't need to do any of that. I didn't realize that. Earlier today I got 3 Valhawks. I was wondering why my number was so high. I don't recall doing that. I must have done it... Oh, you know why? I might have still been up last night and I might have done it before I went to bed. Which is why I don't recall doing it today. Because technically it wasn't today, even though it was today. Yeah, I actually already did them all. Interesting. So I didn't even need to do it, I just did. Alright, there we go. For the last few minutes anyways. Yeah, at least we secured a nice rank 1 and shouldn't really go down. Unless they go crazy on the blood frenzy areas. And then tomorrow we have Dragon and Human, I believe it was, for the Alliance fights. I'm probably going to go Dragon because we have Stellarex, but I don't know. I might go down the Human Tesla route. But yeah, those are the 2, right? It's, it doesn't actually show. Yeah, I think it was Human and Dragon. I wish I would show on that menu a little bit easier on the day, on the days prior. On the day of, it's very obvious. The day prior, it's not as obvious, though. So, with a minimum 5 deed book a week now, what's the bottleneck for making kingdoms? Imperial deeds? I would still say it's deed books. Deed books are still probably the biggest bottleneck, even with that change. Speaking of which, let me go buy some deed books. But I would still say deed books are the biggest bottleneck. There's still some alternative ways of getting Imperials. To the point that deed books are still very much the lower one. That could change after we get enough deed books, but I don't think we have enough deed books coming into the game yet for that to be the case. But this does help. Oh, nice, purple. Come on, more purple. Come on, let's see double purple today. Nice! Wait, we almost have permanent magic. So I'm going to stop clicking that as much once we do get it. The main reason I'm even dumping them all is I want to get this Karakroth upgrade already. It's 2 permanent magic. It's so good. We are only 3 short. Come on. Hopefully we can get that soon. Yeah, 3 more purple deeds. If we're really short, if we're like super desperate, I might go grind, explore until we get enough deeds to craft it. The only problem with that is I'd rather save that for next Vault weekend. In like 3 weekends from now. Because that's going to take like 10 hours. And that'd make a lot more sense doing that on a Vault weekend. But yeah, by the end of next Vault weekend, we will 100% have Karakroth upgraded. And depending on how lucky we get on deeds from the gold marks, we could have it as early as this weekend. Because it only will take a few days. Because between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if we roll 4 deeds within that time, boom, we got 2 permanent magic from Karakroth. Then I'm going to slow down on deed books, because the whole reason I'm dumping them right now is Karakroth. Once this is 30 star, I won't care about having as much as immediately. I guess obviously having more deed books better than not more deed books. But our immediate need for them would go away after we get this upgraded. Not that we don't need them, but you know. It's a huge upgrade if, like, you know, very soon we can get, like, a +2 magic. Compared to other locations that, like, months from now could be, like, you know, like a double attack buff or something. Like, that's important, but it's not as important. Speaking of which, how close am I on this? Oh, we're a mile away. Well, not really. I need 6 more. We need 4 more for double magic, and we need 6 more for reds for double attack. Which honestly is decently close. We're getting there. Anyways, guys, I think that'll wrap it up for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. I do have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I don't think that's getting in the way of anything we're doing on the channel, though. Because I should still be able to talk and everything by then. It's relatively early in the morning. It's not as early as some of them, but still early enough that there's no way I'm still going to be numb by that time. The only reason I wouldn't is if my mouth is just sore or something. But we should be streaming tomorrow night, as per usual. And, yeah, we'll go from there. This is Draco doing a little song. I was a little face if I didn't already say hi, welcome, welcome. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for stopping by, as always. Greatly appreciated. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.